The revolutionary new sequel AI2 by Paradise Decay is coming 2023. Sweet!
Hi guys, PD here, welcome to the channel, welcome to another new video. So let's talk about the PlayStation VR 2. I've had this for about a week now. I have to admit, I've been playing it every day. I'm normally a PC VR person. My daily drivers are the Rift S, the Quest 2 and the Quest Pro. I also had the PlayStation VR 1 on launch as well. So this is the successor for the PlayStation VR 1 for me. There's lots of controversy about this headset at the moment. Some people are having a good time, some people are having a real bad time. Personally, I've had a really good time. This is not the perfect headset, it's still got faults and issues, and we're going to talk about those in this video today. I did not get this unit from Sony, I had to buy it myself. I do not have any buyer's remorse. I'm really happy with this product. I'm having a blast. I'm having a really good time, and that's what we're going to try and discuss in this video today. I need to know why I'm enjoying this headset so much. Some of you might know that I recently had my eyes repaired. I've had 3 major operations on my eyes. My vision now is 20/20. I've been discharged from the hospital. They are very pleased with my progress. My eyes are very healthy now. I went through a period last year of about 5 to 6 months. I was basically legally blind. I could not see a few feet in front of me. That's all behind me now, all in the past. I'm so happy that I'm able to appreciate VR gaming again. Now I can see things now that I didn't see before. For example, when I play on the PlayStation VR 2, I cannot see any screen door. Yesterday I went into my Rift S and I could clearly see the screen door on the Rift S. I've not tried my Quest Pro or the Quest 2 since I've had my operations, so I can't really compare those screens to the screens on the PlayStation VR 2. I no longer have to wear glasses, so I can really put these lenses close to my eyes, and that's really helping with the FOV. The FOV on the PlayStation VR 2 is a lot better than on the Quest 2. But like I said, I'm not trying my Quest 2 or Quest Pro yet to compare. I've had this headset for 7 days now, and I've been in it every single day. I've not even touched my PC until yesterday. And I've only played 4 games so far. I played Horizon, Call of the Mountain, Resident Evil 8, Gran Turismo 7, which is amazing, and yesterday I played Star Wars Tales from the Galaxy's Edge. Those 4 games are AAA games and I'm still playing them. I'm taking my time with this headset. I want to try and complete as many games as I can. Because I do daily videos, it's really hard to actually finish and complete games. By the time I've made a video, I've done all the editing, I've uploaded the video to YouTube, that's a day gone, that's another day I can't just enjoy the games. And I have to admit the PlayStation VR 2 at the moment is fulfilling all the VR content I need. So let's try to break down why I'm having so much fun with this headset. Lots of people are saying it's blurry, they're having issues with Miura, resolution, that sort of thing. I'm not going to go into explain what Miura is. If you want to know about Miura, do some research on Google. Every headset is different, so some headsets, some people might experience Miura more than others. For myself, I've only experienced Miura once. That was in Resident Evil 8 at the start of the game in the woods when it was pitch black. As soon as I put the torch on, the Miura went away. Now I've been doing VR for 5 years now, so I'm used to looking past screen door. Just like my friend said, my brain might be able to filter out the Miura. Now if you think about it, when you're walking down the street, you don't see your nose, but your nose is always there. If you look down now that I'm telling you, you can see your nose. So you look down, you can see your nose. Now that I've told you that you can see your nose, you're going to see your nose for a while watching this video. But eventually your brain's going to filter it out. These days I can see past the screen door, any glare, any god rays, that sort of thing. But like I said, The screen door was really noticeable for me yesterday when I put my Rift S for the first time in a week. Because this headset is so clear for me now, I saw the night and day difference with my PSVR headset. Once I'm engrossed and lost in a game, I totally forget everything anyway, and the VR becomes my reality. If you are having problems with the blurriness in this headset, I would highly recommend that you make sure that you've got the headset on right. It should be on your head like that, not like that. I'm going to agree that the PlayStation VR 2 has got a really small sweet spot. Once you've dialed it in, once it's nice and comfortable on your head, you've tightened it up, you've got this in the right place. It might take you a bit of time to adjust the headset, not only up and down, but left and right. You'll be surprised how many people I know have been wearing this at an angle, slightly off from centre, and it's been blurry for them. As soon as they move the headset this way a little bit, on their head, it's worth a treat. Any blurry issues at all, make sure that your lenses are nice and clean, give them a good wipe. I would highly recommend you go back to the tutorial on your eye tracking on how to set up the IPD. Make sure everything's dialed in perfectly. There's some really good videos on YouTube at the moment. My good friend and fellow content creator Gamertag, he's got a really good video on how to set this up to get the most clarity from it. Also, the first time I put this headset on, I forgot to move this into my face, and I wondered why it was a bit blurry. I jumped into Horizon Call of the Mountain, and I wondered why it was so blurry. It's because my visor was so far out from my eyes on the sweet spot. Once you know what you're doing with this headset, you've got everything nice and sharp, it's in the correct position, it becomes natural to put it on. And to be honest, even though it's got a really small sweet spot, once I've got this dialed in and it's on nice and secure, I've had no problems with that sweet spot going away. I can wear this headset for hours and hours, it's really comfortable. Like I said, it's one of the most comfortable headsets I've got. Personally, I've had no issues at all with the headset itself. The only real concern I've got about this headset myself are the earbuds. Sometimes when I put this down, they are hitting my lenses, and I'm more scared of these earbuds scratching my lenses when they're in this position here. If I ever pick this up and the earbuds are in there, that's my only concern. Look, can you see? I'm more concerned about these scratching my lenses than I am pulling the cable out. I've had no worries about pulling the cable out. It's a really long cable. I tend to not spin around in VR anyway. If I'm not recording my content for a YouTube video, I spend 90% of my time sitting down playing VR. I like to relax in VR, so the best way for me to relax and play VR is seated. I'm not too fussed about the added immersion of standing up and playing VR games and turning around in my play space. I'm so used to facing the camera now that it's natural for me to face forward and use the thumbsticks to spin around in the game instead. Now, when I do record videos, I like to stand up because that's the natural way to play VR games. So no complaints really from me for the headset. This does not feel cheap. Some people have said it feels cheap. I just think it's the design of the headset. In fact, if you zoom right into the headset itself, it's made up of micro PlayStation logos. You can't really see it on a normal camera. I think the reason why some people complain about the quality of the materials on the build is because this is so light. I think psychologically it's coming across as being a bit cheap. For me, it doesn't feel cheap. The sponge itself, this like memory foam, does not feel cheap for me. It's really sturdy and rigid. I've had no problems at all. Tracking wise, I've had a few minor issues. In a couple of games I've lost the tracking with the headset and the controllers. These have been snapping away from me, but only a few times in a couple of games. Nothing that I'm majorly concerned about. I did add a bit more light to my room, and that did help with the tracking. Also, there's an option in the menus to help with the tracking to make it more stable. I've also been hearing reports that you can add a certain tracking screen to your monitor to help with tracking as well. That's something I've not looked into, and that's something that's really new that I've only just been hearing about recently these last few days. I do believe ZimTop5 has been talking about it, so go and check out his channel. I've had no problems with the controllers at all really, apart from the initial snapping issues with the headset. I've lost some tracking somehow with the headset. I've got the charging dock, the official one. I don't have any problems with the charging dock and these controllers. They just go in like this. So I might be playing the game in VR. Once I've done, they go into the charger. They just fit perfectly straight away. Also, as a bonus, the first time you try to put these on is a nightmare. You're faffing around trying to hold them. It's quite comical really, because once you've got the headset on, if you can't see the controllers, it's really hard to try and find out how to hold these. But one of the benefits for me with the initial charging dock is the way that these rest on the dock. I put on the headset, I go to the dock, just reach down, grab them, and they're in the perfect place and position for me to grab them. These controllers, I would recommend that you do wear the wrist straps, because these do feel like I'm going to drop them. There's something about this controller, it feels really loose in the hand. I do feel conscious when I'm holding these in VR that I'm going to let go of them. And that's something I don't get with the Quest 2 controllers or the Quest Pro controllers. It must be something to do with the design, but I am conscious when I first play a VR game that I might drop these. So always make sure that you wear the straps. That's going to prevent you from smashing anything. Well, that's my only gripe really. I'm sure there's some companies out there going to work on some accessories that's going to allow you to hold these the same way you hold the index controllers. Basically, it's going to be like a strap over this part of your hand. So when you open your hands like this, it doesn't feel like you're going to drop them. I don't know why I get that sensation with the other controllers. Let me just grab one. Interesting, so this is the Quest 2 controller. I don't feel like I'm going to drop that, so it might be the way that I'm holding the controller. This feels more natural in the hand than the PlayStation VR2 controller. But again, this is all personal stuff. Everybody's going to have a different opinion. It could be the balance. I've got a feeling it's the balance of the controller that makes it feel like it's going to fall out your hands, because this feels a lot more balanced than this one. These are the straps I was telling you about as well. These are my favourite straps. Look, these are the straps I'd like to see coming to the PlayStation VR2 controller. They slot over your hand like this, and this controller feels really safe now. And these are the same straps you get on the index controllers as well, the official ones. So Mammut and VR covers, get working on it please. So let's talk about the games and the haptics. At the moment the haptics are winning me over with this headset. They are a game changer, they really are. If you've ever wore a haptic vest playing VR games on your PC or your Quest 2 for example, something like the Wuja vest or the B-Haptics vest. I've actually got a B-Haptics vest here which I've still not used. I got this when I was basically blind, and I've just not had time to jump in and test it yet. If you've ever tried haptics in VR, they make a world of difference. The immersion factor with this headset and the haptics is absolutely amazing. It's been a bit of a game changer for me, and I think that's the reason why I'm really enjoying this headset. Because the first time you experience a shotgun blast on your head and in your hands, it's something you'll never forget. It's going to cost you a small fortune to get the same haptic effect playing the games on PC or your Quest 2. You're going to have to buy haptic gloves, special haptic headwear. To be honest, I don't know any offhand, I've not really looked into it. All I can tell you is this haptic suit here is the same price as this headset. The haptic feedback in this headset is the reason why I keep jumping in and playing all these amazing games. Now I'm getting an extra layer of immersion just from this headset alone. If you've ever tried the PlayStation 5 haptic DualSense controller, then you'll know how the haptics feel in this gamepad. Really smart, they feel amazing. You get the same type of haptics in here, but it's not as strong. I would like to feel stronger haptics in this controller. Maybe that's something that Sony can do with software. Again, that's something I've not really looked into because I've been playing games, so this is all something I can look into and research later the more I use the headset. If I'm in a shooting game, I can feel the rumble of the gun when I fire. This trigger here, I can feel the tension on the gun when I pull the trigger on the gun, and you can even feel it snap. It's not working now. This is just loose. Once this is connected to the game, you can feel the tension in the trigger, You even feel it snap when you click it in, and this will rumble as well. The first time you use the shotgun in Resident Evil 8, you can feel the blast rippling down these controllers, and it feels like it's rippling down your arms, through your hands. Also in your head, you can feel the blast wave rushing past your head as well. That alone is a moment in VR you'll never forget. Okay, that goes in there. So the first thing I'm noticing is the haptics. Oh yes. Okay, everything vibrated then. My head vibrated, my controllers vibrated with the feedback from the gun. Oh. And if you've ever used this controller, you will know there's a demo where loads of balls go into the top of here, and you can feel the balls rumbling around in the corners of the controller. So you can actually feel the balls rolling around inside here. The PlayStation VR2 controllers are a very similar effect. I noticed it when I played Star Wars Tales from the Galaxy's Edge. When I was using the tool to take out the screws from one of the consoles, this was like juddering, as if it was trying to wrench out the screws. And that's something I noticed playing that game. Every game you're going to have a different experience with the headset and the controllers. For example, I tried No Man's Sky. I did not feel any haptics at all with these controllers. Some people have told me there are haptics in No Man's Sky with these controllers, but it's a very subtle effect, and to be honest, I never experienced those effects. However, there's been a new patch for No Man's Sky. I jumped in and I did notice some haptics when I went to a planet and I was re-entering the planet. I could feel it shaking a little bit. Also, there's some sections in space when I was boosting through space. Again, this was vibrating, but it was very subtle, and I don't know if it's because going into No Man's Sky for my second attempt, I was looking out for the haptics. I can tell you that No Man's Sky though is very, very blurry. For me, it looked and played identical to the PlayStation VR 1 version of the game on PlayStation 4 Pro. If No Man's Sky is going to be your first game on the PlayStation VR 2, it's going to look really blurry, and you're probably going to be wondering why you purchased this headset. Other games like Horizon Call of the Mountain, Gran Turismo 7 and Star Wars Tales from the Galaxy, no issues with the blurriness. Everything so far has been super sharp and clear. The only time I notice any blur is in the distance with like a soft blur, but that's something that's built into the game anyway. Don't forget the PlayStation VR 2 is a new headset. Sony are going to have to iron out all the issues. I have noticed some reprojection in games. For example, Horizon Call of the Mountain, if I turn around with my thumbstick, very noticeable reprojection. But if I just move my head in the game and turn around in the game, then you don't notice that. Also, you can't see that reprojection on the videos that I showcase. My initial Gran Turismo 7 I showcased with the steering wheel. It works straight out of the box. Such an amazing experience. I'm not normally a VR racing fan. I now have more hours in Gran Turismo 7 in VR on PlayStation VR 2 than all my racing games on PC. And I've been playing it every day. I can't explain why. There's something just so addictive about the game. It's a lot faster than racing games on PC. I don't know how they've done it. I've been getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning just to play the game. I do play with the gamepad now because my steering wheel is so noisy, and at 5 o'clock in the morning I don't want to wake people up. So I've been sat down here 5 o'clock for 3 hours playing Gran Turismo 7, unlocking all the content, doing the campaign missions, the quests, unlocking all the cars. I'm just having a whale of a time. This might be subjective to me, but when I'm playing PC VR games like Assetto Corsa, Project Cars 2, the PC VR experiences for me in racing games feel a quarter speed of what you're used to in real life. On PSVR2, it feels like real life. I'm getting that sense of speed. And the PlayStation VR 2 is giving me sensations I've not experienced in VR in over 5 years. For example, in No Man's Sky, although it was blurry, I was on a planet's surface waiting for the sun to rise. And I don't know if it's because of the colours and the blacks, the colours in the PlayStation VR 2, very vivid and sharp, especially with my new eyes. I could feel the sun on my arms when it was rising. I've also noticed other people in their videos on YouTube are getting the same sensations, so it's not just me. In Gran Turismo 7, I've noticed sensations of braking. Although I know my body's not moving when I brake, for some reason I'm getting that sensation I'm braking. And again, that's something I've not experienced on PC for a long while. There's also a funny story. I was in Gran Turismo 7. I was racing multiplayer with Mike from VR Oasis, Buck and Reese the King, and I had to do something with my controller, and instinctively I went to put the controller on my seat in my car next to me that did not exist. Next to me there's nothing but my floor, so my controller smashed on the floor. Again, that's something I've not really done in VR for a long while. That has to be testament to the headset itself. I've been enjoying the surround sound with the earbuds that come with the headset. I've yet to try headphones. I have so much to say about the headset, I'm probably going to forget something. But overall, I've had a really good experience so far. I'm quite addicted to the headset, guys. I'm going to spend about a month trying to cover all the games. I'm also going to take my time to enjoy those games. Don't worry, I'm still going to be covering like Quest 2 content, Quest Pro content, PC content, VR mods, that sort of thing. Right now we're in the honeymoon phase for the headset. Would I recommend one? If you got a PlayStation 5, this headset is a lot cheaper than buying a Quest 2 or PC VR headset and a decent PC to play the same games at the same quality and caliber. Quest 2 is a fantastic headset. It's a standalone headset, but having tried a headset like this or a decent PC VR headset, you're going to notice a decline in the quality of the titles graphically wise. If you don't have a PlayStation 5 but you've got a decent PC VR rig, I would probably say look into getting a Quest 2 or a PC VR headset, something like an Index, a Rift S, that sort of thing. But if you're passionate about VR and gaming and you want to try all these new titles, I would probably recommend that you find a friend or somebody who's got one of these headsets so that you can try it. I've had a few friends now, they've tried the headset and they've gone out and brought a PlayStation 5 and they brought the headset as well. You're probably not going to get the same resolution on this headset as you would in a proper PC VR gaming rig, but what we're lacking at the moment on PC VR are the AAA VR gaming titles. But that's something we're getting at the moment with Sony. Now lots of people say this is expensive. I don't consider this expensive if you take into fact that on the PlayStation VR 1 you had to buy the motion controllers, you had to buy the camera, all the accessories to make it work. Considering tax and inflation and everything today, this is actually cheaper than what the PlayStation VR was back in the day. If like me, you're addicted to VR and you're passionate about VR, this is a no-brainer. I'm having so much fun. This is not perfect. There's a long way to go yet for the perfect VR headset. At the end of the day, content is king. I'm getting content with this headset. Also in VR terms, haptics is the new black. I've been talking to fellow VR content creators like my good friend, sadly it's Bradley. He thinks a lot of these issues can be resolved with software updates, so Sony, please get your finger out. And I'm sick to death of seeing all the console wars on social media. We're all in here for the same reason, so let's all just get along. If you love VR, love your headset, it doesn't matter what headset you've got. We need for this to succeed, we need to all get along. No one headset is better than any other headset, and everybody's going to have their own personal opinion. And I'm telling you now, Google Cardboard is still the best VR headset. So there, I said it. If you think I missed anything or you need more information, you want to ask me some questions, leave them in the comments below and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. PlayStation VR 2 has been out for about a week. I'm at my local electronics store. I want to see if they've got any demonstrations in or if they've got the headset to sell. So let's go and find out. Questing. I might need to get one of these next. For Gran Turismo. PS5. Okay. We have the Quest in. I don't see any PSVR2 yet. There's my wheel. Games. I talked to some of the staff and they only have the PlayStation 1 VR bundles in. There's no nothing to do with PlayStation VR 2 yet. I did see a second-hand unit though at my local second-hand shop. So the second-hand shops are getting PlayStation VR 2s in. Thank you for watching the video. Thank you for your time and your support. Enjoy VR. Please leave a like and subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Did I miss anything? Motion sickness. I don't get motion sickness, so can't really talk about motion sickness.